Alright folks, welcome back. I just got back from traveling home to the Midwest for the holidays and had a pretty good experience I wanted to share. I was sitting down with my grandfather, who spent years working as a steel fabricator and didn't do a particularly large amount of machining or small type work, but was working with structural steel and the likes, and we were looking through his toolbox, and it ends up that he was grateful enough to give me some of his old tools, which I was pretty excited about and just wanted to share them with you. Also, some of these tools are sort of better and some of them are more common, but regardless, it's pretty cool to see how things were packaged and frankly how much more care was put into this type of stuff back in the day. He worked in his sort of prime from the 1950s to probably the early 70s or maybe 1980, but I have a feeling a lot of these tools were required in the earlier part of his career. Start off with just a normal set of standard tool company taps, 12 hand taps, all 4-flute ground taps, and nothing here too crazy, but nevertheless nice. I have had the chance to use some American-made taps, and they work a lot better than the Grizzly kit that I have, so it is nice to use those. Here I've got a set of Stanley tool number 4 trammel points. I have never used these, and as I understand it, what you can do is set these 2 points on a beam or a rod of some type, and it creates a very large compass or measuring points. I've got to do some reading. I have a feeling there's quite a few more creative uses for these, but nevertheless, pretty cool. I also got a square which has the different both a 90-degree angle piece, or I guess it could also be a 45-degree, and then the adjustable piece here on the side, which if you look at the back side, I'm not sure that's coming into zoom or not, or into focus, has the degree points around it. I don't think these are particularly expensive, but it's nice and in great shape, and I'm sure it'll come to use doing some layout work. I also got a set of something I didn't have, which I had been on my sort of short list, just a common set of a socket wrench set that happens to be a 40 piece, nothing really too fancy here, but very helpful and will definitely get used. And let's see here. This is the company listed here is CTD out of Cleveland. It is a 3/4 inch Countersink. Also looks to be in pretty good condition. And then moving on to the cool things. This is a Starrett product. It's pretty cool to see the old wood box and the old font. And let me just set this down. This one I have not spent as much time sort of just cleaning up and dusting it off, but still appears to be in great shape. It is a precision level. It looks like you rotate this protective care cover here, and there you can see. Upon asking my grandfather, he said that they actually would use these to set up and rig up machines. So, as I understand it, that's often the use when you're putting in a big machine, and to use these for very accurate leveling purposes. So, not sure I'm going to have an immediate need for this, but certainly a cool product, and I'm love the sort of box and the way it's packaged. So yeah, there's that. In the next box, this is marked Lufkin, which is a tool name I'm certainly familiar with, although I think that their quality is a little bit more commonplace nowadays. And I don't know the technical name for this. At first I thought it was a traditional sort of depth gauge. This is the key component right here, and if you can see the cylinder turns here, and it is clearly a type of measuring tool, but after I started playing with it, I don't know, like I said, what the name is, but these different rods you put in here, for instance, this one says 3 to 4 inches. By loosening these set screws, securing the rod in there, when you start, let's see, when you start at 0, let's see, there's my 0. The distance from point to point here is exactly 3 inches, and then when you rotate this cylinder all the way out, it's expanding this tube, and when you get to, this is measuring off in thousandths of an inch, when you rotate all the way out to number 5, and you're, let's see here, oops, and you get to 0, that then becomes, let's see, what's this number? This is the 3 to 4 inch one, so that all the way out is 3.5 inches, and then to move to 4 inches, you insert this spacer bar, which is a precise half-inch tool, and like so. So that should be, let's see, that should be exactly 4 inches. I'll get at my digital calipers, which I think are probably actually less accurate than something like this. But let's just give it a look. And if you come up on that, this measures out to 3.999 and a half. So it's currently reading a half a thou short, but I think I might actually trust this more than the digital calipers. But regardless, pretty cool tool. So it sort of seems like it's some sort of an inside or measuring device. The great thing is that, oops, let me pick that part up. The great thing is that it goes in inch increments all the way up to this largest one, which is 11 to 12 inches. So very great way of having a very accurate measurement tool. And I'm going to set this aside. And the last one, which I think is going to be the most useful, once again another wood box here, Miller's Falls Company, based out of Greenfield, Massachusetts. And this is a 4-inch micrometer. I really love the old wood tooling of these products. For all you machinists out there, I'm sure you're quite familiar with this, but really feels great. I don't currently have a micrometer, so this will, like I said, definitely get a lot of use. It's in great condition. Includes what I've got in here, which is a 3-inch stop, and then it's also got the 2 smaller ones here, 2-inch and 1-inch, and then it has a 1-inch, 2-inch, and a 3-inch check gauge. So if I wheel this out to my 0 point, I zero it, actually I'll go back a little, I should be able to set this piece in here. It's going to be a little tricky with the camera. Boom, and sure enough it comes right up to, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this on the video, but right up to the 0 mark. So you can tell it's accurate despite its age, and you know, a very, very cool tool. So that's it, folks. Happy New Year.